When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
Good night, good night, good night, wherever listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to an edition of the Make We Talk program. This evening we're going to speak about the missing teacher. Her body was found. We're also going to speak about an assault on the Jamaican democracy, the Parliament of Jamaica. We're going to speak about that this afternoon with security expert Robert Finzi Smith, radio commentator and talk show host Conor O'Brien, human rights activist Luke George Cook. There'll be a special guest momentarily. They'll come on, and we're going to dig deeper in what is going on. We get some very, very, very shocking news of the disappearance of this beautiful teacher. I've been asking this question for a long time now. I have been asking this question for a long, long time now. When you have people deported from the United States or from anywhere else in the Caribbean, does Jamaica have a database on the crime that they had committed within the jurisdiction, whether in the United States, Canada, Great Britain, wherever, or within the CARICOM? I've been asking that question for many years. And I remember I asked a former Minister of National Security. When I asked the question, he said a case file come down with them, so the case file is given to the police. Does Jamaica have a database of people who commit crimes overseas? Does Jamaica have a database to say, okay, this person has committed murder, or this person is a sex predator who parent women and children? And if the case file comes to Jamaica, when those who are deported is booking a flight to Jamaica. When members of the JCF go to the plane and get those individuals from off the plane, and that case file is presented to the member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, where does that file go? Where does that file go? And is Jamaica monitoring these people? Not because they have committed a crime in Jamaica. Does Jamaica monitor those people? Huh? Does Jamaica monitor the people who commit serious crimes overseas? Murder, sexually assault, rape women and children. And when they're deported back to Jamaica, do we have system in place to monitor them? Do we? Those are the questions that need to be answered by the Jamaican people, Fitzbailey, or the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chan. Because based on what we're hearing in the brutal murder, the abduction and then brutally murder of this female teacher, 29 years old. This afternoon or this morning at about minutes to 11 o'clock or after 11 o'clock, we got the breaking news here on the Make We Talk program that a body was found in Salt River in Clarendon, believed to be the body of Danielle Anglin, 29-year-old teacher, a young woman. And this man now who they arrest, he admit to killing the lady. And he must go to prison or go taxpayer money. He must go to prison now to eat taxpayers' money. While her mother is still mourning for the loss of her child. I want you all to listen to this news clip in here. Then I'm going to play something that I was listening to with Fitzbailey on one of Jamaica's popular radio station nationwide. And Fitzbailey said something that really caught my attention. I was hoping to get a member of the Jamaica Taxis Association on the platform here tonight. And the Minister of Transportation must address this issue in the Parliament tomorrow. Because they have some share riding taxis in Jamaica. But the app is not in Jamaica at all. And apparently the teacher was sharing this taxi ride with the share riding taxi thing. You see, like how you have Uber and whatever in the United States, something like that. And based on what we're hearing, that the taxi doesn't have to have a red plate. A white plate person can sign up. Just by that. Just put in your name, your license, the car that you're driving, and that's it, and you're good to go. Now this hoodland, who call himself a taxi driver, pick up the 29-year-old teacher, going to Clarendon and sexually assault her and then rape her and then kill her. Now I was told that if anybody want to come into Jamaica to have a taxi group into Jamaica, he has to go through the Ministry of Transportation and also the Transport Authority. Now, no due diligence has been done on these people. As I said before, I get to understand the app is overseas. So there's nobody for the police to contact. This is the country we're living in. I want you to listen to TVJ News though. I want you to listen to this. May God help us in this country.
A body found in Clarendon is believed to be that of a missing teacher, Danielle Anglin. The 29-year-old educator was last seen on May 13 while on her way to work at a St. Peter Claver Primary School in St. Andrew. The search for Miss Anglin had been ongoing, with her parents and the Jamaica Teachers Association pleading for her safe return. Deputy Superintendent in charge of crime in Clarendon, Clifton Green, says the remains were found in the community of Salt River on a road to a quarry.
I've carried out investigations relative to a missing person. And so far we have found skeletal remains, and those remains have been processed and have been collected for further evidentiary processing. We wouldn't want to say at this time the intricacies of the investigation, but we do say that these skeletal remains have significantly improved information that we seek in the investigations.
Here
Sorry, I do apologize for that. I want to play it again for you all to listen to it. Here we go.
The educator was last seen on May 13 while on her tales. A body found in Clarendon is believed to be that of a missing teacher, Danielle Anglin. The 29-year-old educator was last seen on May 13 while on her way to work at a St. Peter Claver Primary School in St. Andrew. The search for Miss Anglin had been ongoing, with her parents and the Jamaica Teachers Association pleading for her safe return. Deputy Superintendent in charge of crime in Clarendon, Clifton Green, says the remains were found in the community of Salt River on a road to a quarry.
I've carried out investigations relative to a missing person. And so far we have found skeletal remains, and those remains have been processed and have been collected for further evidentiary processing. We wouldn't want to say at this time the intricacies of the investigation, but we do say that these skeletal remains have significantly improved information that we seek in the investigations.
The police are investigating the discovery of two bodies in a gully along Slipe Road in St. Andrew. Police say the bodies of the two males have gunshot wounds to several sections of their bodies. Our reporter Kirk Wright was on the scene and filed this report.
Now, what you're looking at is Slipe Road, and the police were alerted to the bodies in the gully behind me sometime after 7 this morning. They say persons heard loud explosions and made the call. Now, to get to the bodies in the gully, you have to walk through this track that takes you to the back of these two buildings, Clarendon Davis Trucking and the White Castle Lounge. The bodies are meters apart. What we can tell you that there are spent casings, and in some areas we're seeing actual bullets beside the bodies. Both men are clad in short jeans pants and a t-shirt, one in a blue t-shirt, the other in a brown t-shirt. Both men were wearing ski masks, and it appears as if that shooting took place early this morning. So far, the police say the men are identified, but crime scene detectives are on the scene trying to find out who they are at this time.
My God. I didn't even know that was on there, you know. I was there talking about the young lady. You see what is going on in the country? You see what is going on in the country? Yet they're saying that crime is going down. Now I want you all to listen to a clipping that was done on Nationwide with Fitz Bailey. Mr. Bailey was talking about the murder of Miss Danielle Anglin. And I want you all to listen to this. Hold on for me, please.
While DCP Bailey says ride-sharing companies pose significant challenges for the police when conducting cases such as those of Miss Anglin's, it's believed that Miss Anglin took an in-drive taxi the day she went missing. Shaloy Smichael has that side of the story.
The question of ride-share companies was also brought to the Deputy Commissioner's attention. DCP Bailey says the relevant authorities will be contacted about the lack of a local-based organization for these companies.
So it is our information that the suspect operates one of those ride-share service. One of the challenges that we are faced with as investigators is we do not have any local-based association or organization that we can contact.
You hear that? You hear that? The government of Jamaica, what it happened under the PNP or the JLP? The government of Jamaica allow these companies into Jamaica. They don't have any office into Jamaica, you know. That's an app. That's an app. And anybody can go and download that app and apply. From you have a... One moment for me, one moment. Good night, you're live on here? Hello?
Hey, Jeffrey, you on live?
Yes, I'm live on air.
Jeffrey?
Yes, I'm live on air.
Yeah, I want to be on live, Jeffrey.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let me say this, Jeffrey. You know what gets me about Jamaicans? It's really a twisted society, you know. Because I would say to somebody, this particular person get killed, and the first thing they go to is a motive behind the killing, overlooking the fact that murder is so normalized in the society. It's a society of inhumane people that murder each other with impunity. Them can't see. I'm not talking about individual and why I'm involved with. I'm talking about the culture of murder. What is accepted, like in Iraq or in Afghanistan. You can't see the bigger picture. Said this is not right. Well, whoever killing whoever is beside the point. Is how can you expect these young children in school not to be murdering each other when the society find all kind of excuse when you say, boy, this person I go kill. Yeah, man, she may be involved in a so and so, and that's why she get killed. That's not the point. You're living in a society where murder is normalized. You're a sick people. You need help. And you come tell me about the churches and all of them crap there. Jamaica need introspection. Them need help. Them suffering from PTSD like when you're at war. It's not a normal society. No normal society get up and murder and butcher each other on a daily basis and accept it and tell me about, yeah man, she was involved in that. That's why I'm chop her up. Or this girl do this or this man. It's a sick society. Jamaica is a sick society. And no come tell me about everything cool, man, and everything all right, man. I'm not living amongst people who are savages. America is a twisted and sick society. Not going to take up for America. We know that. But why should I swap black dog for monkey? I bet I'm going to live in a Barbados or somewhere where people respect each other. How can you live like this? How can you live like this and accept this kind of inhumanity and think it's normal?
But not only that, in a caller, when you have a country security forces that accept back deportees back into the country, sir, and a case file may be given to the JCF, has the JCF follow up on those people who has committed murder and sexual assault overseas who come back into the country?
Yep. Jeffrey, how I see it is that there's something culturally wrong with how we look at this thing. Whether people come from here and go back into Jamaica, or them live down there and them do the things to each other, if we cannot see as a people, as a country, as a society, that we live in a culture, a killing field, where somebody get killed and people just drive by is a normal thing. How can you normalize living in a society like that and think it is all right? We're sick people. We're sick people. We have a church on every corner, and a bar on every corner. We're going down the hill on an uncontrolled train, drinking and having a great time while it's chaos and mayhem around us, and it's normal. Something wrong, man. It cannot be like that. No, not look at normal societies. There's a lot of normal societies. I'm not talking about America. America is normal. We know that. But there's other societies, Scandinavia, in Japan, other parts of the world where people don't get up and butcher each other every day and think it's normal and find an excuse about why one Jamaican murdering another Jamaican. We're a sick people. We're a sick people. Sick culture. And don't tell me about everything is all right and I must move back and make my neighbor chop me up and bury me in my backyard. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a moron.
You know,
we need to clean up the country.
You know something, sir? And that's what get to me, you know. When we come on our platform here and we speak the truth. Look at this. TVJ is carrying this news. And you have some nincompoop, and I don't apologize to nobody, who said that we are bringing down Jamaica. When you hear about this killing on the news, a teacher and educator who go out to educate the children, gone missing and is being murdered. Then you hear about another 2-person murdered this morning in Kingston, Jamaica. Is not bringing down brand Jamaica? Is a welfare
Jeffrey, we're not living in the 1970s. We have the internet. You can't hide nothing. What kind of nonsense is that? Everything that happened, you can't Google it or it come on the internet. And it's the same Jamaican them down there that videotape it and put it online. It's not me and you up here that's doing it. It's Jamaican down there that videotape. I tell people all the while, don't send me them things to my phone. I don't want my soul to be scarred by your murderous, lunatic society. Keep it down there. Don't send it to my phone about this man get shot in the head and this person get killed. I don't want to hear about it. But it's them put it on them phone and send it overseas to them friend and them family and end up on the internet. What are you talking about? We bringing down Jamaica. Jamaica don't need no help to bring down themselves. They're doing a goddamn good job of doing that themselves. Okay? So this nonsense about brand Jamaica. It's not a Jamaica. It's not a brand. It's a country. Let's stop using that stupid thing what speak up from America. But brand Jamaica. It's a country. It's not a business. It's a country. For God's sake, stop killing each other like animals.
Dear God.
We're a sick people, man. We're a sick people to act level of inhumanity, murder and mayhem. I'm going like nothing is wrong. And I'll tell you, you can't come and come live, man. You just have to go this. Why want to live amongst people who brutalize and murder them like that? I'm not living amongst people like that. It's not about me. I have money. I can't live anywhere in the world. But why do I live among people who don't respect each other? I don't love one another. I can't live among people. It's not about me alone. It's about a society pulling together. I want to live in a society that put together for one common goal and respect each other. It's not about me go live in some gated community and isolate myself away from my fellow Jamaicans. I don't want to live like that. I can't live somewhere else. I can't live here in America like that. But Jamaicans don't like the truth, you know. They do not like the truth. They are hypocrites of the first order.
And when you have propagandists, of the Labour Party, no, we must call them out, you know. We must call out these propagandists who sit down. Hold on for me, caller. Who sit down on social media and spin the truth of what is going on in the country. And when we speak about what's going on in the country, they call us all kind of name. Now tell me something now. Tell me something now. In which modern democracy? I get up every day. I hear about brutal killing and teachers missing and then they're raped and killed. In which modern democracy this nonsense continue to happen?
I really, I just feel sorry for my country, I really feel sorry for my country. And I feel sorry for the young lady family who know how to go deal with this tragedy. And it's just business as usual, murder and mayhem, and it's just the train is just running and the people hanging off and everybody is happy and everything is good, man. Come home. Come home to what? Jamaica is not the only place with beaches and warm weather. I can find that everywhere and be safer. Get real, man. Let's get real. Let's get real. I don't care what these lunatic and idiots say because they have no soul and no conscience. So I don't deal with people who don't have no conscience and can't think. Pick up a book and read instead of just listening to stupidness all day and cram your head full of nonsense. I'll talk to you later, Jeffrey.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can somebody tell me why should I ask the callers their name? I'm not asking nobody their name. When I call into the call shows in Jamaica, do they give their name? No, I'm not going to do that. I want to go back to a clip in here that was done, a news clip in here. I want you all to listen to what is going on. After I talk about it, you all can call in, please. I'll continue with this.
Meanwhile, DCP Bailey says ride-sharing companies pose significant challenges for the police when conducting cases such as those of Miss Anglin's. It's believed that Miss Anglin took an in-drive taxi the day she went missing. Shalois Michael has that side of the story.
The question of ride-share companies was also brought to the Deputy Commissioner's attention. DCP Bailey says the relevant authorities will be contacted about the lack of a local-based organization for these companies.
So it is our information that the suspect operates one of those ride-share service. One of the challenges that we are faced with as investigators is we do not have any local-based association or organization that we can contact when investigating cases involving these type of services. And it is something that I will be taking up with the relevant authority to ensure that more structure is put in place to treat with these type of association or organization. It is posing a serious challenge to our investigative effort.
According to DCP Bailey, it's believed Miss Anglin was killed the same day she disappeared.
We believe that she was killed the same day when she disappeared. She was picked up by the suspect. We have identified that she was picked up by the suspect. I can also say that with the help of Jamaica High, we were able to identify a specific route which the motor car that she was in traveled. We were able to identify some special items through the Jamaica High system. And so we believe that she was taken to the location. And based on the analysis that was done by CFCD, we believe that she was taken to that specific location and killed.
DCP Bailey says he is satisfied that the police have apprehended the right suspect.
Based on where we are now in our investigation, we are satisfied and we are convinced that we have the right person in custody. And it's just a matter of time for the various processes, administrative processes to take place, then we can speak further. But I am not going to speak specifically to the person being charged. I mean, we have some processes that must be followed. He has to get his counsel. He will be subject to a formal interview, etc. But we are satisfied based on our investigation that we have the right person. The motor vehicle that he drove was processed, and we are waiting the result from the lab in respect to that.
Meanwhile,
a ride-sharing company. That company don't require the PPV license. And the well-renowned taxi and bus drivers, they're getting the blame this afternoon because they're going to say it's one of their own. I want you to listen to something more again.
Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, says a suspect is in custody following the disappearance of 29-year-old teacher Danielle Anglin. Miss Anglin has been missing for the past 21 days. Here Stewart reports.
Miss Anglin went missing on Monday, May 13. She was last seen on her way to work sometime after 5 a.m. that day. Miss Anglin, who lives in Hellshire, St. Catherine, was reportedly taking an in-drive taxi. The disappearance of the 29-year-old teacher resulted in widespread searches and calls for her safe return. However, 21 days later, those searches ended in tragedy. Skeletal remains believed to be that of Miss Anglin were found in Salt River, Clarendon on Monday. Providing an update on the case, DCP Bailey says the driver of a vehicle, possibly taken by Miss Anglin, was arrested.
As part of the investigations, the team visited her community and her school and conducted a number of interviews. The team also utilized available technologies and forensic capabilities, which allowed for identification of a number of vehicles, which were assessed and analyzed, and with skill application of their training, identify a vehicle of interest. The driver of the vehicle was subsequently identified and taken into custody following investigations. Again, with the use of technologies, we were able to identify a location in Salt River in Clarendon as the last identifiable location that Miss Anglin was in.
DCP Bailey says it's still early to determine whether the skeletal remains are those of the missing teacher. He says the suspect has confessed to being involved in the case.
As a direct result, a number of searches were done within sections of St. Catherine and Clarendon. On Monday, June 3rd, 2024, about 6:30 a.m., police made a discovery of human skeletal remains in a section of Salt River in the parish of Clarendon. It is still too early in our investigation to state definitively that it is Miss Anglin's body, and thus we await the findings of the forensic team. Given the weight of the evidence collected thus far, the suspect in the matter has since given a statement to the police admitting his involvement.
According to DCP Bailey, the suspect was previously arrested by the police in 2015 for various sexual offenses.
I want to point out that this specific suspect was arrested and charged sometime about 2015 by the police for sexual offenses. He was also convicted in Antigua for sexual offenses and deported to Jamaica.
You didn't hear that? He was previously charged for sexual assault. He was also arrested and charged in Antigua for sexual assault. He was deported back to Jamaica. Now tell me something now. How is it that the Jamaican authority don't have a database on these people? Huh? I don't understand what's going on. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a quick break. I have to deal with something. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Please, we'll be right back right here on the Make We Talk YouTube channel. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices. Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices. Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaican.
Yes, and we'll be live on the Make We Talk Jaffa Tavares YouTube channel from Washington, D.C. on June 15th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Now tell me something now. Come, let's go back to this conversation. We're still waiting on our special guest them to come on in to speak to us some more about what is, what their views on it. Because we have two topics to speak about tonight. We're going to speak about the assault on Jamaica's democracy, where somebody trying to burn down the parliament. It's not funny, but trying to burn down the parliament of Jamaica. But when you see this, when you feel this, when you see this, of this young lady gone missing, a teacher. And I get to understand that there's another teacher that is missing also from the 18th of May. I have joining me here my good friend Robert Finch Smith. So Smith, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sorry to be late.
That's all right. We're speaking about the missing teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I want to listen to what Fitz Bailey said. Because I don't know if you heard it. I want to listen to what Fitz Bailey said about this toxic thing that they have going on in Jamaica. Cost sharing or right sharing or something else. I want to listen to this.
Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, says a suspect is in custody following the disappearance of 29-year-old teacher Danielle Anglin. Miss Anglin has been missing for the past 21 days. Ahira Stewart reports.
Miss Anglin went missing on Monday, May 13. She was last seen on her way to work sometime after 5 a.m. that day. Miss Anglin, who lives in Hellshire St. Catherine, was reportedly taking an in-drive taxi. The disappearance of the 29-year-old teacher resulted in widespread searches and calls for her safe return. However, 21 days later, those searches ended in tragedy. Skeletal remains believed to be that of Miss Anglin were found in Salt River, Clarendon on Monday. Providing an update on the case, DCP Bailey says the driver of a vehicle possibly taken by Miss Anglin was arrested.
As part of the investigations, the team visited her community and her school and conducted a number of interviews. The team also utilized available technologies and forensic capabilities, which allowed for identification of a number of vehicles, which were assessed and analyzed, and with skill application of their training, identify a vehicle of interest. The driver of the vehicle was subsequently identified and taken into custody following investigations. Again, with the use of technologies, we were able to identify a location in Salt River in Clarendon as the last identifiable location that Miss Anglin was in.
DCP Bailey says it's still early to determine whether the skeletal remains are those of the missing teacher. He says the suspect has confessed to being involved in the case.
As a direct result, a number of searches were done within sections of St. Catherine and Clarendon. On Monday, June 3rd, 2024, about 6:30 a.m., police made a discovery of human skeletal remains in a section of Salt River in the parish of Clarendon. It is still too early for investigation to state definitively that it is Miss Anglin's body, and thus we await the findings of the forensic team. Given the weight of the evidence collected thus far, the suspect in the matter has since given a statement to the police admitting his involvement.
According to DCP Bailey, the suspect was previously arrested by the police in 2015 for various sexual offenses.
I want to point out that this specific suspect was arrested and charged sometime about 2015 by the police for sexual offenses. He was also convicted in Antigua for sexual offenses and deported to Jamaica. We We appeal to the public. If you have any information that can assist with this case and any other, please reach out to 119 or the nearest police station.
Mahir Stewart for Nationwide News.
Now tell me something now, Robert Francis Smith. As a security, it's not funny, you know. It is not funny. But why I'm laughing is this. Huh?
It's tragic. Do you know where the holes are? I am providing a service to the public that they call me and pay me to transport them. For me to be certified or to get a license so to do, I must be the holder or should be the holder of a clean police record.
Thank you. And to get to get a Jamaican driver's license.
Yeah. Now, how did this unfortunate excuse for a human being slide through the cracks? It's not even cracks, it's a gaping hole. And for all we know, she may have taken him at other times.
Possibility.
And he sat there calculating how he was going to carry out. He probably made an advance and she rebuffed it. And because he knows of his record, there's only one thing left to do.
But Robert Francis Smith, can her family, her mother now, blame the state of Jamaica, blame the transport sector, the transport ministry, blame the JCF for what happened to her daughter and sue them?
I don't know. My little trifling with law doesn't allow me to be that specifically precise.
Yes.
What I can say is that there's a certain amount of due diligence that is incumbent upon the state agencies before they allow someone to offer the service. You see, let me point out here. If I, Robert Francis Smith, get a hold of an Axiom and it have white plates, normal insurance, fitness, and I drive out it halfway through and say, Bulby, how about you? And you jump in. One cannot hold the transport authority or the government immediately responsible because I would have perpetrated an act that is not entirely legal but somewhat out of their immediate control.
Yes, I agree with you, Francis Smith.
But when you now have an entity is registering people under their umbrella, I don't want to call the name lest I color everybody.
Yes.
But it operates under a name.
And what Fitzbailey said, what Fitzbailey said also, that is only an app. There is no like a structure building where they could call and say XYZ. There is nothing.
No. So why are they allowed to operate?
Isn't this madness, Robert Francis Smith?
It is beyond madness. It is what I call abject dereliction of duty. What?
But this fall in the Ministry of Transportation and the Transport Authority.
Yes, and who is in charge now?
The great man who loves to give out information on other people.
Not only that, another former police commissioner.
Yes, a former commissioner of police is in charge of the Transport Authority too.
Yes. So you know, I would love to hear the checks and balances that are said to be in place
that
should have prevented this. I hope that's not too much to ask.
I want you to listen to something more that was said by Fitzbailey in a press conference today.
Given the weight of the evidence collected thus far, the suspect in the matter has since given a statement to the police admitting his involvement. I want to point out that this specific suspect was arrested and charged sometime about 2015 by the police for sexual offenses. He was also convicted in Antigua for sexual offenses and deported to Jamaica. We believe that she was killed the same day when she disappeared. She was picked up by the suspect. We have identified that she was picked up by the suspect. I can also say that with the help of Jamaica High, we were able to identify a specific route which the motor car that she was in traveled. We were able to identify some special items through the Jamaican Eyes system. And so we believe that she was taken to the location, and based on the analysis that was done by CFCD, we believe that she was taken to that specific location and killed.
Sir Robert Fitzsmith, tell me something now. Honestly, I'm confused. I am even confused what to ask, because this is total madness to the highest proportion. You said Deputy Commissioner of Police said the man was charged and deported to Jamaica. Then he was arrested in Jamaica for the same thing.
And is now allowed to operate a public transport vehicle. The other problem I have, how long did it take the technology to identify the location of the vehicle?
Dear God in heaven.
Because if it had been able to be done a little quicker, the vehicle perhaps could have been intercepted before the final act.
True.
In the States, there's something called an APB, an all points bulletin. So based on where the vehicle heading or the lane phone moving, you say, what you see. Anyhow.
So Princess Smith, hold on there. I think I have a call coming in. Hold on there for me. Hello, welcome to the Equator program.
Good night, brother.
I am here looking and living, sir, with all the madness going on in the country, sir.
Yeah, tell you, Brother Jeffrey.
Yes.
It was partner that broadcast this missing person. And you know what he says? How can we run down a dual argument and a teacher of the nation has been taken away now from our family? Nobody is talking, not in the comment come talk about it. They take too long for what the policeman has said today. Identify that they were not intact with what was going on in the country. That's why it's not performed. Because the same thing, the same night, a lady come on the program and was speaking about, and she said it cannot take nothing to find it because we must use the apps. And when I use the apps, it broadcasts right round in our circle. Everybody knows which car, how the car is, what is the car. Because the apps tell you that.
True.
I don't know about the apps. So if the police get that information from early, probably she would be saying, I don't think she would have said, but probably she would be saying, this is my 2 cents on that.
Thank you, sir.
Because I'm listening to the story from Partner John until come to the news. So I really know what's going on. You know me listening to every day. So you know that. I'm going to write you. I'm going to write you and search right road. But this is the thing. The narrative of Jamaica, we think on the little things like politics, and we don't think on the people and what affects the people so much than it become power you want in a power. That's the fact in Jamaica. See, the news when the news when they bring on, they don't bring it over. The news they're not supposed to bring on, they want to tell you to fool you. Go back, watch the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you. Robert Finsey Smith, Mr. Robert Finsey Smith, tell me something now. Is this the country that they're telling members of the Jamaican diaspora to come home to live, work, and raise family?
You sure they want the diaspora to come home?
Well, it's another thing again.
No, okay. If you guys come home, what will happen to the remittance?
You know, when I first heard the news about the lady, you know, I remember, I didn't go into details on my program with it, but I remember hearing about it, and I called somebody within the hierarchy of the JCF. And the person said to me, Mr. Tavares, we're investigating. And I turned and said to the person, if they have an app, don't you can trace the app? He turned and said to me, Jeffrey, let us not get into that part as yet. And I said, what? I said to him, look here, I know for a fact if I take a Uber or a Lyft from my home, my wife has it, anybody can have it from a share it with them. And I track myself all the way to where I'm going. That she can do the same thing too. So I don't understand. What is
my son is in the country, let's say.
Yes.
And he was working late. And he called one of these services. And he hooked up the link and shared it with me. And I followed him all the way from his workplace to his yard.
Yes.
And I saw the time it took. As a matter of fact, I could tell you at certain times the rate of speed that the vehicle was putting down.
Yes.
And I could see, you see, sometimes here with you a service that I'm proposing to offer, which would immediately.
So, Simit, you're going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, that would immediately tell you if you have a preordained route, would immediately tell you if the vehicle comes off of that route.
It does. But also, so Robert Smith, when you if you are you have one of those smartphones, and you turn on your location, don't tell me that Jamaica have the capability to get the lady's telephone number from wherever and pinpoint the nearest cell tower that she is.
Yeah.
Is it because she's not?
The terminology is called pinging the phone.
Right.
You see which tower she's closest to.
So don't you think, Mr. Smith, that they should have done something like that, sir?
Immediately.
Is it that do you have an idea if Jamaica don't have that capability?
I think we do.
So what is it?
Happens to be the cell phone providers' reluctance to assist you, but they now balance the difference between the privacy of their subscribers and your right to life. That's as best as I can.
What I want to find out then if Aunt Mary gone missing, can't the police take something to a judge, for the judge to sign demanding the telephone provider to give you access to that cell tower or to that cell phone, wherever the cell phone is?
Should be able to. But let's go to the Vibes Cartel trial. You remember the big to-do, and even the other day, the Klansman trial.
Yes.
Remember the big to-do about cell phone records?
Yes.
And some people were thinking it was much ado about nothing. But I can bring you even closer home.
Go ahead, sir.
It is my understanding that in a high-profile case, still ongoing, that the deceased's phone is missing. But months after her demise, is active.
So hold on.
And removed from her PTA's group. So it must be active, and somebody must have it to be able to do that. So let us move away from that piece of a Nancy story. Let's get even closer. The cell phone provider informed the police that no such number exists.
I beg your pardon?
But I happen to know where the bills for the said number are.
For the cell number what?
Let us say cell phone number 876-12345.
Yes.
Registered to Tom Strokes. You go to the company, you say, I would like to see the records of transactions with this phone. The last set of transactions or phone calls have disappeared. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you better than that. That number does not exist.
So how on earth, hold on there, stick up in, remember what you're going to say. How on earth can the cell phone provider tell us that that number does not exist? And we're speaking about Miss Melissa Silvera case here now. How on earth they can tell us that the number does not exist when she was using that phone and that phone is still no active?
Yes.
Something is not adding up here.
No.
So is it that the Jamaican people,
the last set of records with that phone, the provider said them can't find it. So somebody inveigled somebody at the provider to play hocus pocus.
then it's hold on. It's a far corruption gone Fancy Smith in the country.
How can I put it in a way that might make you feel better? The sink has not only overflowed, the floor is now flooded. So careful where you are.
Hold on for me. I have a over. Oh Lord, the person hung up. Go ahead.
The sink has not only overflowed, but the ground is now flooded.
My God.
And as I am speaking to you,
yes,
my information is that phone is active.
And the husband, it can't be the husband who have it, because the husband is locked up for her murder. So who really have Melissa Silvera phone?
Okay.
So okay, it goes back to one thing then. That means the cell phone provider could have pinpoint where this teacher is if the police had gone to them and asked for them to do it. if they don't want to do it.
If it had been done immediately and they don't want to do it, you load them up and try to get a judge or a JP to authorize it.
But it cannot be, Robert Finsey-Smith, that Jamaica has 2 telephone providers. And if there's a case where people gone missing and the cell phone provider is reluctant to giving out information, then something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. I agree that you have to protect your customers, but somebody's missing, for Christ's sake.
But it must be written into the license,
yes,
of anybody wanting to provide cell phone service to this country, that when certain things are done, the High Command has the right to get the information from you within reason once it is a life-threatening situation. Or are you saying that the cell phone providers value your privacy over somebody's life?
Or is it because you're not from the effluence of society? You're not from the Vumvavon up on Cherry Garden and Norbrook. So, that's nothing. But if it was one of those big high-rise people up in Cherry Garden, oh Lord, you'll get it long time.
But you don't understand that somebody recently said, I won't call any names, nothing is private, son.
We're living a very serious time in this country, Robert Finsey-Smith. Some serious times in this country.
People sick and tired of hearing me quote it. But as long as I live, so shall he. My father, Dudley Finsey-Smith,
yes.
Blessed had a number of things to say. One of which was, you never know how far you can go till you're done gone too far.
Yes. Have a call online. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good night, Cousin Jeffrey, and good night, Uncle Phil.
Yes.
I mean, who want to better Jamaica? Because Jamaica is one of the nicest places we have on the planet. But if you have a Minister of National Security, right?
Yes.
Who Uncle Sam Wamp is very interesting. Because he might have done the stone crusher. And the government now move him. He expects the fifth daily to come out and give us some real facts and give a real fight crime. You know, the other day when Uncle Finsey said little grand, because the little grand baby come and then because Uncle Finsey has asked them, I the father and the mother for that child, because we love the little grand them and come and things like that. And we can see a society where you come up, your heart coming, your heart bleeding at Jeffrey. You understand? And to see people that get missing every day, and come like a nothing to people.
What? Call
yes, I don't know. I'm not supposed to use your phone, but I have to listen to the program and know one on the country.
Yes.
What is the value of that?
Very, very serious enough. Hold on. 3 daughters Jamaica.
Hold on for me. I think Mr. Smith will ask you a question. Hold on a minute. Hold on,
yes, uncle.
Hold on for me, Robbie. Hold on for me. I gotta clear up something here. Hold on a minute there. Hold on. Yes, go ahead now.
What is the value of life?
Pardon me, Uncle Finsey.
What is the value of life?
The value of life, a whole heap of something, man. Whole heap of something, man.
But in this country, we acting like it is
nothing. It's just like that. It's just like, when they recruit some people and food that they say, right, next, you just go bury them there some more. But that seems to them in the Uncle Finsey. They don't follow life. They don't follow life, not at all.
The country gone.
You know what,
frightens me?
I grew up as a teenager watching spaghetti westerns. And I remember from one of them, a man looked out and said, Mr. Undertaker, bill me 5 pounds.
No difference.
And the man turned around and see somebody behind him and shoot him and
To
said,
some well seen man of interest, young leader, all type of things that's bad. And if a man go borrow 2 look at him because him hungry and them things, a problem him enough. And then man we have issued gun to people who have kill because one gun travel from Westmoreland got sent them as anywhere the travel around the road and do much damage. And it come like it's nothing to him. Nothing at all. And I mean I'm waiting and thing like that. Christopher Tupton, man, and Nepal users, people are calling users. Christopher Tupton of man, watching man, went till body and spoil and them thing, rotten. And it come like nothing to them because of benefits and spoil. But the Bible tells us we want to them who call good, bad and call bad good enough. They can't get it all sweet from the same fountain. Jeremiah, I think Jeremiah 20, 32, 23 said God kill. And enough of them are going to talk when them are dead, you know. God are going make them when they have the money and can't use it and then pick it up, feed us, rage. Because of the wickedness, so they go out for poor people. You think the year what you are going to punish?
You ever hear when somebody say, somebody...
Hold on for me, caller. Here was Robert Smith saying.
Yes, uncle.
Have you ever heard the saying, mind somebody's mother eye water flash for you?
Yeah, man.
We have a lot of mothers who fill a sink.
Good God of Israel, man. It come like nothing, man. Uncle Finzi, cousin Jeffrey. You see when me I send things to the yard, I put the barrel on my box them. Me I send to my neighbor to say no man. And them things there no man. Me spread the love in no man. That's how we know it, that's how we get it and them things there no. So things hard at Jamaica, you know. I listen to the program already, I think the right program and one pot of rice of here for 7 people, man.
My God.
You know what?
Hold on for me, caller.
Should not want a problem.
Hold on for me, caller. Robert Finzi wants to say something to you.
Yes, Uncle Finzi.
What I'd love to see, rather than we look forward to barrels with rice and cornflakes, we send barrels with food stuff like yam, breadfruit, and that kind of ground provision to our people in New York and London and Toronto. So we share our bread basket with the world because there's a food shortage.
Yes.
But we are not looking down that road. We are taking what the United States and other people are dumping on us. But we don't have, in the land of wood and water, we don't have sufficient water to grow the crops.
You know,
one question and then leave.
Go ahead.
You have a self-defense program, Uncle Finzi, like you teach people how to defend themselves in any way.
Yes.
You have a self-defense program, Uncle Finzi?
Yes, myself and Captain Robert Hibbert have one.
All right, Uncle Finzi. Cousin Jeffrey, me go call you back and say me get the number for Uncle Finzi. You know, me have 3 nice daughters down at Jamaica, you know.
Yes.
The teacher must teach them to defend themselves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk anymore about that. Let's talk to Robert Finzi a bit privately about it.
All right, then. Now we get the number from you and things like that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
Yeah.
All right. God bless Uncle Finzi. God bless.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. You know, we're going to open the phone lines for those who want to call in. Miss P, I know you're calling me. Miss P, you can call back. Miss P, you can call back. I know you're calling me. You can call back. We're gonna open the phone lines, and we're gonna talk about this for a while. Then we're gonna go back over to the assault on Jamaica's democracy. Somebody tried to burn in the Parliament of Jamaica. This is the second time around. It happened in the 1990s under PJ Patterson administration, and now under Andronis administration. Arise, Lazarus, arise. You remember that one, Robert Finton Smith?
Yes.
One moment. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program, Miss P. How are you doing?
Good night, good night, good night. Bless up, Uncle Finzi. Bless up, bless up.
Bless up.
Yeah, my little two said, good night to everybody, and as me always say, behind every good man, there's a good man. Big up to your family.
Yes, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Now, what may I say? No.
Yes.
Just look in Jamaica. Everybody in this government system is corrupt. And it might sound funny, but it might sound strange, but it's facts. Just take a fine teeth comb and look. You will find when this teacher missing. You will find when, and not even the school St. Peter's Claver what you teach. Never put out an effort. Andre Steve is the only one we've been talking over it. No mainstream media, no police, no bulletin, not even the school. And then can't tell me say I like I'm follow media house. The next thing, Digicel, which is the telephone provider, blatantly look how we and tell we say Melissa Sylvia phone. They don't know more about it.
Hold on there for me.
No. Come on.
Hold on there, caller. Did Digicel came out and say that?
Yes. We alone some show panning program. And we know say we alone some no run with negative. Usually phone bill. With the phone number panning when she pay the bill. And the Digicel this phone number. How to them bills stand. Down to the school where I pick them God and can't find the phone number. Imagine you pick me a go Tom Jones school. You're active part of PTA. And you tell me that the school not have your number for call if anything wrong. And not in the school you can find it. Hello.
Remove.
Mr. Finzi always say, we should look deep. We live in a web with pastors, teachers, police, this and that, that everybody get corrupt. We don't know if we need intervention divine, we don't know what happened. But this thing as a down the hill, these crime, most of these crime, away from a man, go abandoning the court a man to get next year. These criminality we are happening at Jamaica, high profile murder, high profile murders, and the big man then use the little tadpole then to do it. But when you trace it, it lead back to them, all for power, just for power. Look how Fitz Bailey taking his nice self becomes a puppet for a policeman who joined the rank of trading and carry this big old thing and come up in a rank. Look every time he come before the media in front of the camera, he talk bullshit. Oh, you panic, you know? He talk bullshit. He not talk nothing sensible, that's what you say. He look so. Oh, you look panic in Jamaica, in the diaspora. And I can take this opportunity to talk with diaspora people who are fight. Labor right. Guyati labor right. Jamaican people fling with labor right. Fling with PMP. Fling with labor right. Fling with and talk about in the country. What happened to that young lady? It could have happened to anyone. And we, whether we niece, with daughter, with grand picnic, You put yourself mothers out that one lady feel, and especially the woman labor right woman will give birth. You remember the last pain when the doctor say, and the nurse say, mother, you have a girl baby. You remember the pain there? Out of all the pain, the dead pain there. When the doctor say, push, she's almost here. And you go through all of that. And for somebody to just take her down like that. Come on, people.
Miss P, I'm not running on the call. I have a call coming in from Canada Brand that I wanted to take from when. Can I take it and make a call back?
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks much.
Yeah, man, call me. Yeah.
Thank you. Let me call back Brian. He was calling us and I know he wanted. We're supposed to have him on. Let me call him back here. We're still trying to get back Canada Brian on the line. No, he's not answering.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Do you know how many victims there are?
Huh?
Do you know how many victims there are of this killing?
Of what killing?
The teacher.
Only one.
No.
Hold on there for me. Conrad, welcome to the Make Talk program. You're live.
Hello.
Yes, Conrad,
wow.
live.
I'm live?
Yes, you're live with Robert and myself.
All right, good. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing?
Not bad, Conrad. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, man. I was commenting on your comment on the radio today because, of course, you know, you hit the front page of one of the dailies today.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yes, you were there. You're talking about the parliament situation there, you know, as to how it should be dealt with.
Yeah.
So
we're going to segue into that pretty soon, Conrad. But what we're talking about now is the young lady who hurt the teacher's mother that is found. How is it that, you know, no cell phone wasn't pinned to where she was? You know, it's a very, your take on the whole entire thing. Because did you hear the news of Fitz Bailey?
Well, I heard Mr. Bailey, you know, talking a lot of things, you know, but Bobby is the man who is the expert, but I don't know, you know, I kind of find Fitz, he's there or thereabout, but there's something that kind of a little bit off key with him from time to time, you know. I don't know if you recall Bobby, because I said it to colleague talk show host last week, and he basically kind of was very apprehensive when I said to him that I heard out of my own 2 ears rather, where Fitz Bailey said that, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, that Clan's one order is off the radar because their party is in power and they're making quote unquote legitimate money, are making money. Have you heard it, Robbie? Did you hear him?
I heard something to the effect, but I am still trying to figure out if old age has given me confusing decibels.
You know, because when I heard it, I said, my goodness gracious me, that is the sum total of you deceased, your interest in gang members, you know, but such is life. But just to get back to this young lady, what's her name again?
Hold on for me, Conrad. Pansy Smith.
Mm-hmm.
The people on our chat was saying that you need to speak about how many people is involved, how many people gone missing with the young lady, the teacher. Can you just continue what you're saying before I cut you off, please? Go ahead.
The point I was making is the amount of people that are deeply affected by this.
Yes.
People tend to stop when they finish with the immediate family. And then the usual suspects, the outraged nationals and things. But think about it, Master. She was a teacher. You don't know how many students she could have placed on the right path to success in this country, who have now been robbed of her expertise, loving, tender care, and may very well need counseling when somebody tell them that their beloved teacher who them put together them homework to carry and give her is lying in a bush somewhere as a skeleton. That kind of part of a generation in one fell swoop. We don't know how this will affect her students.
With crows, but don't forget, with crows would be hovering all over the area because her body was being rot and stink.
Yeah.
And Bobby, you all, and I'm inviting people, if you go right back to the Conrad O'Brien Facebook page, you would see, when was it? When we were out there searching for another teacher. She was at a school, a primary school in Clarendon, teacher Dawkins. And we found her body turned up similarly to this young lady. And you know, Bobby, you said something that is very, very important, because it would be very instructive for us to go back into the school, or for the authority to go back into the school, that Miss Dawkins was a teacher, and since she was murdered there, to see the impact that it had on her student and what about her family. Because as you correctly said, Bobby, we talk about these things, and in a matter of days, it just form a part of the stats, mere statistics.
I have a thing I wrote once entitled Ballistic Statistic. We are starting to reduce our human quantity and capital to ballistic statistics. You have a situation now where you throw a pebble in a pool, you get a splash, and the rings of circle goes around. So I'm not belittling anyone, but the average human being is a pebble. Certain things like or doctors, nurses, when they're dropping, that's a rock you just drop in the pool. The splash is much, and the concentric circles that occurs as a result of that occurring have far-reaching implications. We have already proven that we don't put much store by the profession teacher. The things we allow them to have to go through to teach speak for itself. You say no capital punishment in schools, but you're teaching in an environment that the guy in the third row back will tell you creative things you should do to your mother. To be crap out of if you say anything. And the ministry literally tells you, hold strain.
But gentlemen, what I want to ask though, Robert and Conrad O'Brien, as Sir Smith just said earlier on, that a certain minister said there's nothing secret in Jamaica. Now tell me something now. This teacher used a ride-sharing app. Don't have a building in Jamaica. There's nothing in Jamaica. There's nothing in Jamaica saying that we can go to downtown Kingston or halfway tree and go into a building and talk to the people there. There's nothing there. That's what Miss Bailey said. The question I want to ask, one of the comment, is this: if that is the case, how was this company allowed to operate in Jamaica? So that means that the family of this teacher should get a lawyer and sue the Ministry of National Security, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Transportation, and the Transport Authority.
And track the owners of the app.
Yes.
In the United States, it will be called a class action suit.
Jeffrey and Bobby, you guys are onto something, and we can expand the web. Recently, a caller who is a strong supporter of the government. We called my program, and he has been rude a few times and so on, and we had to ban him. However, he is a taxi operator, and he called everywhere, and he started to talk about Uber, how Uber is depriving them of fund. I said to him that it is not Uber you're supposed to be mad with. It is your government you're supposed to mad with. Uber did not come into the country on their own. They were given permission.
Yep. And
similarly, I would have a guess that this company, what's the name of it? Stream or whatever. What's the name?
I don't know the company. I don't want to call it the company either. I don't know the name of it.
This company could not come into Jamaica on a frolic of their own. If that is so, we're not running government in Jamaica. Although it is a foregone conclusion that many people believe that what is happening in Jamaica here, passing on for government, is a maladministration at this present moment. So that class action that you speak of, Bobby, it is something that is very germane and should be tested by the relatives or friends also of this young lady.
But I can give you better than that.
This is a 29-year-old woman, a 29-year-old young lady with a bright future in front of her. When you look at her, the picture, so beautiful, so pleasant. As you said, Bobby, a number of her students would have been there waiting to see her with the homework that she had given them the previous day. And she's now found along the roadway in high vegetation, body being rocked. Mighty God.
Well, I tell you better than that, you know. So you see, when you have an epidemic, it usually starts with certain touches, like somebody sneeze over here, somebody drink dirty water over there. But the epidemic comes, it catches everyone. You know, let me show you something that's interesting. I find it interesting.
Yes.
There is a thrust to make this a cashless society. It started out heavy, and then but it's still hanging on the corner. For at least 2 Fridays, I've observed that the ABM machine and the point of sales don't work. What do you do in a cashless society if this occurs? Say that we're working the kinks out. So tell the baby, go on ball, see if you can get some water instead of milk in the meantime, because I don't have what it takes to buy the milk, because the ABM not working and the point of sale machine at the supermarket is not either. We are running ahead into technology and not knowing the pitfalls of it. But the technology that we can use, I would kind of distrust the technology that allowed you to say, this vehicle that did the pickup, where is it now? In other words, at what stage was she regarded as missing? When she was regarded as missing, could it be possible that she was still alive?
Good question.
And if you jump the location of what she took.
Bobby, how difficult is it?
Not very.
For that kind of demand to be made to say that, listen, once you're going to be involved in certain trades, such as taxi and so on, transporting people, that a technology of which you just start should be a part of your tool of trade, so to speak?
Not very. Matter of fact, I am currently working with someone on a private basis to put a type of situation where you can install something on your vehicle, log into my system, and when you're leaving wherever you are, you say you are leaving now, and you identify yourself and your destination, and we ask, which route are you taking? Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie? Let us say you say Bravo. We enter it in the computer and done with you. Because you're now on your own. The only time you come to our attention is if you leave the route. At which point we call you. If the call is not successful, or we don't get an answer that is reassuring, we lock off the vehicle and the response teams arrive.
Is it that is like the one that Archive have down there?
Hawkeye has something to it, yes.
Yes, I remember one of our vehicles had one on it.
Yeah, man. And you just lock it down.
So Bobby, would this technology send, because that would be protecting the driver, the owner of the vehicle, so to speak, that if he or she come upon difficulty with, say, woodlums. But what about the passenger now that in this vehicle, like the young lady, the teacher was the passenger, and she would be the victim who would be taken away by the driver, who would be aware of the system that is there and so on. Anything is there to trigger if there's an alarm being made and the passenger is experiencing any difficulties or so on?
Go ahead,
in Jamaica, it's called a panic button.
Repeat what you said?
It's available in Jamaica. It's called a panic button. You call the name of a particular firm down here. Its biggest competitor have it.
But yeah, Bobby. So what happened? What I'm saying, the panic button that you talk about, that panic button is something that would be in the vehicle, or it's a gadget, it's an instrument that a passenger, a person could obtain and have connected to the system on their person. So once they're traveling now, they would a signal will be able to send. Because what the point I'm trying to get at is that the criminal, because indeed that's what this person is, the criminal basically know his intention. So he's not seeking any help because he's not in danger. The person who is in danger is the innocent passenger.
But the passenger panic button will not only alert you that something is wrong, it will tell you where they are.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, excellent. So the fact that the passenger is panicked, it will send that signal.
Yes.
I get you. I get you. Excellent.
So let me ask you this question, Robert Smith. If you shut off the car, because somebody said, can you shut off a car in traffic? Of course you can. The car brought down. Shut off the car. We don't care what car. It could be an I-95 and it brought down. Shut off it.
It's not going to bring the car to an abrupt halt, but the engine will slowly stop running.
Yes. Almost like you're running out of gas. So eventually.
I remember, when we had the one from that company, the name I just called. I remember traveling to Negril in the certain vehicle, and I said to myself, "I'm not sure how this thing really works." So I pressed the button. They called my phone and didn't answer the phone. And believe you me, where that response team came from, I don't know. But they travel behind the vehicle until they go around the vehicle and stop, brap, and drew their gun.
GPS.
Yeah.
You're giving this company a massive plug, Jeffrey. You have to send them an invoice.
Believe you me, it works. But what I'm saying to you, Robert Finzi-Smith, what about people who can't afford such luxury like the people of the Vumva and the Vumva V?
Boss man, you have a cell phone?
Yes.
Technology exists in an app you place in the cell phone.
So how much is something like that now, Robert?
I can't tell you off the top of my head, but you don't need to mortgage the house. Technology.
Because look at this. But look at it, Robert. Is it and Conrad O'Brien? It's not people of the Vumva and the Vumva V. It's people who are getting less than minimum wage, getting dead, going missing.
Yep.
Can they afford something like that?
Yep. You can put panic apps on your phone.
What I'm getting from Bobby is that it is affordable
for the people
one to maybe delay a hairdo or so and get it done, Bobby. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm not looking advertisement, but I'm chairman of an institute called Gomez. We provide training for the military, we provide training for the police, we provide services and right programs for heart. I have some little geniuses in there. But the things they can do will astound you. I'm convinced that this generation was born with them sons doing this.
You convinced that what Robert Royce said? You convinced that what?
This generation was born with their thumbs doing this. Has a child ever explained your cell phone to you?
Yeah. I have a little goddaughter in Jamaica who the last time I was there, she told me some things that is in my phone. I was like, what?
Okay.
The cell phone, Bobby. The cell phone. What I'm recognizing, and let me tell you something. I'll be the first to say I use maybe about 1% of the capacity of my phone. All right. But what I'm picking up, Bobby, the cell phone obviously is like the brain.
Yes.
The brain has so much capacity, and we utilize very little of it.
Hold on for me, Conrad. Hold on. Robert was saying something. Fitz was saying something to you.
I'm saying sometimes the cell phone have more brains than the user.
There you go. There you go. You know, because this gadget and the amazing thing, Bobby, is that we use the cell phone. We use the cell phone primarily for the things that are not the things that uplift us, and obviously we're not using it to ensure that we employ it as a part of our safety measures. And I'm talking broadly. I'm not exempting anybody, because I think if you do a survey right now, maybe high 90s of us are in the boat that I'm talking. 90% of us are in the boat that we're talking. And you know, Bobby, maybe the company that you're a part of and other company that are offering this service. And again, I'm not necessarily seeking advertisement. Well, I am. The business I'm in. Yeah, because we need to put these things out, and trust me, anybody happens to come on board with me on this, I am going to give them maximum plug in every way that I can, because we need to basically ensure that we assist in securing the population since the state is not capable of doing it, Bobby.
But Conrad, hear me. Have you ever heard about a smart house?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
You know you can activate the smart house from your cell phone.
Yes.
Stay in New York, turn on your lights, turn off the stove, turn on the TV, all that. All from your phone.
Yes.
You can activate your alarm system both from your car.
Everything.
Your car your
I have a little genius. If you are not careful, he can turn on your cell phone for you and turn on the camera and the microphone.
Yes. The problem I have now, people are calling in and I have Conrad on the phone. Go ahead.
Whoa. All right. Hang me up and let me see if I can. Let me see. I just drive in.
Okay, go
Let
ahead.
me see.
Go ahead and log on. Go ahead and log on.
All right, cool.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Oh Lord, the person hung up. You can call back in, caller. For those who want to call us, you can call back in. We're speaking to Robert Finney-Smith, security consultant. So, Smith, we need to talk about that system you have there. You need to talk off air. Yes, you need to talk off air. We're speaking to Robert Finney-Smith. We're supposed to have Luke George Cook coming on to us, but we haven't seen Mr. Cook. Maybe he's a bit busy. Hold on for me. Hello, caller. Welcome back to the program. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, welcome back.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And next thing, we are talking about safety with females.
Right.
Yes, we females, whether you're old or you're young, you must try to be defensive. You know, not to say you're going to put up a fight with a male physically, but you have to have trick. Mr. Robert Finney, you don't remember me, but me and him did have a conversation when I was going into my field of job. And he told me some question I successfully passed. And we were talking, me must question him, and he said, ask me or ask me. And I asked him, and he tell the one, I'm going to tell this from the World Wide Web. Female, you have earpin, where you take and pin up your big hairstyle. You have latch pin, where you take pin up your clothes. Mr. Fifty tell me, you don't have to have a firearm to feed people. If you sharpen the earpin there and stick them in the ear and things like that, that can help you. A person approach you, you can't fight him. But you hold up your head and you rub your head, and by the time you come out, the pin in your neck long time. In your neck long time. You have to try to help yourself. These females nowadays, them paint up their face and them put on them makeup and them this and them just unaware. Plenty of them have all some tall fingernail. Them don't know how to use it. It's this fingernail where you put on there. And they have some sharp pointed one.
Hello. Hello.
By the time he feel like him, I go where I go. Him don't know where he get. Him don't know when he get. People have to try to be defensive and back to where happening in the country. Mr. Finzi, you're a security consultant and other people are listening to the World Wide Web. Jamaica is a mafia, criminal underground country where most of these criminality, there's some big people are dead.
Hold on for a minute. Mr. Smith, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Go ahead, caller.
Some people were dead somewhere. It's don't take a little chop up fight to kill them. And some big whale kill them in some style. Jamaica need to wake up. Too much criminality. Me have seen a paper where this high profile labor right man well be knowing gone. It just vanish. You know, you're not poor about it. You know, you're not funny in media. And me say, the media people, not talking journalists then. Now the 80, assassinate Jamaica. Media assassinate Jamaica by spreading propaganda news and letting Mr. Siaga and the CIA no for live now because they play out. No for we who they are now. Now go live to see how he play out, but we pick them up here. Say Siaga gone home, you know, and all of the devil and wicked and criminal have done to this country, it a reveal. That is the reason why Andrew Wallace he said Parliament secret enough relief till 70 year when he gone, because if Siaga ain't there right now, we take him up and put prison upon him. And we are boss out. Come on, Jamaican people, wake up. Oh God Almighty, man, what have we done? Jamaica few people and destroy the country just to hold on to power. We don't read and see what Putin do with Russia. King Jong and his father, grandfather do with down so. And Belarus, them and them people. This is the Jamaica one who want to know and walk on road and you was a night and half. To look back, I don't know. One time when me a pick that, we afraid of ghosts. No, nobody not afraid of ghosts again.
But caller.
Jesus Christ.
But caller, based on the job that you do, you don't have to call, you don't have to say it on air. Based on the job you do, I'm gonna ask Smith a question. And I want your opinion on it to caller. Do you believe, Robert Smith, that Jamaica need a sexual offense registration registry?
Of course.
Yes. Yes, Jamaica need that. They need to vote male and female.
Hold on for me, caller. Go ahead, Robert Smith.
Yes, you need one, of course. Because I tell you something. Some of the people who qualify to be listed on it would surprise the hell out of you.
Wow. Wow. Caller?
Jamaica need one. Yeah, Jamaica need it. And the next thing, if you was a female travel,
hold on, caller.
I have a little knife.
Hold on, caller. You saying something, Mr. Smith?
I think I know the caller. let me say something to her and see if it rings a bell, so to speak.
Yes.
On guard, on time, on target.
That rings a bell.
Yes, man. On time. On time. Yeah, man. On time, on target. Pop, big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
Same, sir.
Same place. Yeah.
Same, sir. You win the prize only. Win the prize only. And the next thing, if you have got and you have a knife, and the police stop you, you want to take away your one knife. A couple of years back, I was going to work, well decked out in my uniform, ID up there, license up there, everything up there. And then said, them a search, well, attack me for a search me. I said to him, say, if you have something to be clear, I said, yes, I have a knife. You're not gonna make me know, say, me can't carry my knife. I said, sir, let me tell you something. That gun way up there is assigned to your uniform to protect you. When me want my knife to protect me, because you can protect me. And he said, I'll take with my knife. But me say, you better you shoot me and take your knife, you know, but me know me not give. So you call the manager. And the next policeman to the team said, leave the lady with her knife. This is not handbag. Leave the lady with her knife. Because the law doesn't give me the right. The next thing again, with this, these companies, we need to give people pepper spray and get it and give it, especially to the females then. You need to have something to help yourself. Them no want to give everybody gun, fine, me understand. What is not a thing where it's a privilege. And you have to show them say you can angle the gun.
No,
but a pepper spray is necessary.
Carla, hold on for me. Jamaica has some notorious criminals in high positions that have gone, you know.
Well,
Yes.
that is true. May I come in a bit here, my host? Hi, good afternoon, madam. Caller, good afternoon or good evening, good night. How are you doing? You said something here, and I have to jump in because you talk about journalists and talk show hosts and so on, and media practitioners who, did whatever they did and maybe still doing. But I just want to say that you, and I'm talking about you collectively now, have the greatest responsibility. You can bombard the media houses with phone calls, with text messages, and so on and so forth in order to get your voice out there. And also, there are a plethora of shows like this, and the social media platform and so on. So more and more people need to be on these platforms and on mainstream radio, raising your voice to the high heavens and get the powers that be to be interested to listen to you. And another layer, you will now have to understand that nothing is wrong with peaceful protests. And I'm sure Bobby would agree with me and Jeffrey. Right? There are so many things. Sorry, Bobby. So many things that happen in Jamaica. And when people talk and so on, and when the time comes for you to find a number of people go up there and show the bodies in the street, how many of you are prepared to do so? So you can't just come and knock the media. You understand? You have to basically take responsibility, begin with each and every one. When you talk to people, somebody say, but me alone can't do it. You start count from 1 to 1 billion.
I'm looking at the man mirror. My thing is this. You don't have to go on the streets, There's a very easy way to deal with it. Tell the sponsors of the radio station that if they do not bring the radio stations to heel in terms of making sure they're responsible, you will start a drive for people to boycott them goods.
Well, there you go.
A station who is doing something that is not good, you can boycott them goods. You'd be amazed how that works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I grew up listening to, I have to tell them, RJ. And in my life, I was a half-aunt. And plenty of what me learned is from the media, from Winston Williams to Barry Gardner, you name them. Me learn from them, not even at school, because I go to school, but not as accurate as other kids. And when I was supposed to do my common entrance, I was the brightest in my class. I couldn't do it. I didn't have a H paper. Well, with my bypass that, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't listen to RJ again. And nobody can make me listen to RJ. I have this man where I listen to, we call Comrade and John. And upon News Talk 93, me hear them and me listening. I don't listen to, because guess what is it? I do not like the misinformation. And when they come and talk, even the media, I will say, them are going to read the news. I would have.
So my dear, big up yourself. Big up yourself. You're at the big up yourself. You're at the right. I'm saying big up yourself, madam. You're at the right place. You're at the right place. You're talking to, I didn't introduce myself. You're talking to Conrad O'Brien, the host, the fireman.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I listen to News Talk 93 because, and then I listen to the social media, because guess what? When social media, not all of them, because 1,000 of them up there, but I listen to the one when in talking, put up paper, date and time, and you can't, nobody can sue them. Now, here, because when Lonton are chatting up, Lonton says, see ya, and he put up it tire and you kick them
And here is another credible platform, the one you're on right now. The one you're on right now, another very credible platform with Jeffrey.
Because if me even hear something, I make me say nigga go with Jeffrey. Him not quick to play until he get it from a good source. That is it. So the mainstream media been fooling with and telling me the crap. Another foolishness and the next thing. When murders and some gruesome thing happen nowadays, it takes them days and weeks, and when social media bring it, that's the time they put it after. Things happen now when it's on social media, I say, when this thing news, say never hear. You know you're not about it till 3 days after. That is it.
Let me come in here.
Those are the things that in Jamaica.
Yes. Let me come in here. We're gonna segue into our next topic because I know Sir Francis Smith is a bit tired. I can see it on his face and the yeah.
It's been a long day. But
Mr. Finch not tired. I saw him behave. Mr. Finch, you know, do a lot of talking, you do observing.
I am tired. I had a long day. So go on, Jeffrey. Move on to the next topic.
Just be in the dark. I trained her.
I know you trained her. That is why she know you. You only observe. Caller, what I want you to call her, I want to give you 2 more minutes to just wrap up your conversation. We're going to switch to the other topic, okay?
Yeah, and I'm saying to Mr. 93.3 FM, you are doing a good job, not with everything, because guess what? You don't use the big word them if you take people job word. You speak it, make the poorest and it don't understand.
Sorry, my dear. Hold on there. Darling, hello. I call me in just now and disturb what you're saying. So I didn't hear you.
I'm saying I thank you for the job you're doing. And when you speak on your station, the calling it down, the people who can't read and write much, them understand what you say. You know, use no big word to take people job on. Right? And using the thing when they use them big word to take people job on, when you know understand it. Right? And back to the security part.
Well, one of the things that we learn in communication, ma'am, is that if you're speaking to your audience and they don't understand you when you're finished, then you have not communicated.
Simple. And females, let me tell you something. We have to try to help ourselves. We don't have to try to help get ourselves in some karate school. We know if you do defensive. And you know, after you're defensive, I'm going to put up the big fight. One little touch and you conquer him. Sharpen the earpin and hold the person push up in the ear. Stick them in the ear. Stick them on the handbag. Have them at the enough big and have them ready. A man come up to you and want to rape you. Easy work with him. Easy work with him. Because by the time if you take off his clothes and we want to do, he have something to come. It's easy as that.
Yes.
Learn to help on yourself. Everything you about, you defend on yourself. Even on your own home.
Bobby, you're student.
So proud.
This is a message. This is a serious message. 1 minute. 30 seconds. A message to the Dr. the Right Honorable Andrew Michael Onis and members of the Jamaica Labour Party. It's appointed unto man to die. But after the death, there comes the judgment. None of we come upon this earth to live to 100. Few of we by reason of strength. And a man or a human being can eat till him belly full. When you look in what I do to people, there's a lady in Senton when you kill her one son, Constable Irons with Kevin Smith. That lady, not in a good mood. She cry. And I can say to you, what you're doing to this country, what you're doing to the people of this country, you're going to pay dearly for. No matter how much money, how much car, how much range, how much yacht, how much helicopter, how much air, it's not going to help you. We are crying for you. Be careful. Remember, we are going to history on the wrong side. And I leave this to you. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil power. Be our light through countless hours. Uno, boom, dear fool, man. But I heal back and I gone back to class.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss P.
All the best. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
One of our audience
Okay.
this program. One of our audience to this program, a lady who I respect. She showed me a lot of respect. I've never met her. But believe me, Mr. Smith, sometimes she called me off here and we have a good discussion. And she would say, Jeffrey XQYZ, do it this way, do it that way. And I respect her for that. She was one of my audience listeners to this program. And believe you me, she make you laugh sometimes because she's very humorous, She said that the Prime Minister promised the people of Scaretown or Scapetown, something like that, Silicon Valley.
But I tell you something. Her intelligence quotient is far superior to some people that have professor before their name.
You are so correct.
Same so.
And some of them who have doctorate before their name too. Anyway, let's not get to that.
My thing is very simple. Tonight has made me feel proud beyond measure because it means that I have contributed somewhat
to
the foundation of a very tall intellectual building.
Here.
And I feel I have no excuse. I have no apology to make that I did something to build the foundation of that building.
Yes,
and I'm very proud to say it.
That's good. We're gonna segue into the assault on Jamaica's democracy, where someone was trying to burn the Parliament of Jamaica down or something. It happened in the 1990s under PJ Palace. The Colorado Brides have to laughing. It happened under PJ Palace in the 1990s. Where
Conrad laughing.
I'm trying to think of myself.
No,
Bobby knows. All right, go ahead.
Because if you think that somebody with a bottle bomb at the doors of Gordon House is the most significant assault on our democracy, then you're vastly misled.
Oh God! Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I love my people. I love my people to the bones, because my people said, listen. My people said today at my program that listen, the government of the day is under so much siege and so much pressure that they don't trust one thing. And they believe that this is an organized situation and it's a furtherance to the detraction and the deflection that some people want to take place at this present moment, moving away from the germane and the more important issues such as filing of one's asset and liabilities and so on being verified, and also illicit sex and so on. Some people of Jamaica, whether it is real or it is perceived, this is where the people act in Jamaica at this present time.
Conrad,
The trust deficit is extremely low. Sorry, Bobby. And what came out of the Minister of Transport and Technology the other day has not helped this one bit. It widened the distrust.
Can I say something to you, Conrad?
Yes, man.
I am highly disappointed in you.
I know.
An astute observer and someone for whom even the minute discrepancy fails to be lewd. Now, to what I expected you to say and maybe lighten up certain darknesses. Have you seen the footage?
Absolute.
Now, if you think that that is footage from a fixed surveillance camera, you're not as bright as I would ascribe you to be.
All right. So you are strengthening what I just said, Bobby.
The camera moves.
Oh my God.
Back out a little bit, widen the angle over here so to follow the young man. And if it's a fixed camera, it should behave like that unless they install a camera that would follow movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But those type of cameras also give you audio.
Indeed.
And I don't see anything like it. The other thing is, who I don't want to know. I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Bobby, stick up in there. Stick up in there, Bobby.
Hold on there.
God has followed the Prime Minister's promise. You can leave the windows and your doors open.
But Bobby, for instance, and Canada Brian, one must ask the question though. How did that tape get leaked to the media?
And specifically, how come my I never get a copy?
Listen, you guys are something else. You, Jeffrey, and Bob, you know, listen. I tried my best today to say to my callers, please let us look at this away. And them said, no, Conrad, no fireman, no OB, no Mr. O'Brien. This is what we are seeing. And they said they are seeing it as big as breadfruit. And you, Bobby, you're schooled in this thing, security, at the highest level. And what you just said a while ago, you have basically endorsed what those persons are thinking. That's what they're thinking. And it is instructive, Bobby, for us to say that, listen, whether it is real or perceived, the trust deficit in Jamaica is at an all-time high. And when you reach to that level, with trust in our country, with our government, you're in serious pickle.
But look at it this way.
It means if the government even have something to lead the people to a good path, the people are going to be so doubtful that they're not going to sign on and start take it up.
My only question is, who left the front door of the nation's parliament open?
Can we ask? Should we ask the clerk?
No. Maybe we should ask the person who said there is no secret.
Yes, but my thing is, whose responsibility is it to lock up the nation's parliament securely?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's Everald Warmington.
No. if it was Mr. Warmington, the procedure would have been completely different. Elaborate. But what I'm trying to say is, why didn't we have a member of parliament famous for using stools guarding the door? We could at least knock out the boy. But out
What
of
again?
joke, that the seat of your nation government is so open to attack, but you say that you are keeping us safe.
When you can't get the parliament safe?
No, you see, I have all kind of thought processes that may not be nice, you know. But my thing is, you know, God, no?
I do. I
You go
sat in there a couple of times, yes.
I've been in there on several occasions.
So when the front door is open, you move slightly to the right and you go up the stairs.
Yes.
And then
The same stage, man a yard fallen on.
yes. Which then gives you access to a number of places, the clerk's offices, the chamber, everything.
In the rum bar.
Suppose the man they go in there and thief the mace.
And Bobby, also we still have a lot of our parliamentary documents and so on that is in hard copies.
My question is, what would have happened if you burned the Hansard record?
There you go. There you go. And because while we look at the, you know, we look at the that upticks there and so on, but in terms of the hard discussion that we must examine is where you just gone, Bobby. In terms of these documents being burned, what would have happened to Hansard? There are certain things that are presently in train, certain things that are being discussed and questioned, being asked now, etc., etc. What would have happened to those documents? And those documents supposed to be are the freshest, so they're supposed to be in closest proximity. What would have happened?
But not only that. But not only that.
No. This other symbol of government in this country sits on Hope Road.
GG.
Somebody was
Jamaica House
to stick up two people right at its front gate.
Yeah, I recall.
So now, how secure are our places of government?
Let me say something to you, for instance, I remember, and I'm not going to boast to anybody, I remember driving right through to Jamaica House gate. And there's a police guard there. And the police went like this and salute and tell me to go on.
Yes.
Don't ask
you for the document.
Nothing.
You want to know what's doing there? Nothing.
Nothing. I just drove right.
Don't have a record of the car you drove and who you were.
Nothing at all. I don't know if he thought I don't know. Maybe I'll call Roger Clark or Aldershaw. I don't know.
These things happen, you know. These things happen. I have access to more than one vehicle. I didn't say I own, I say I have access. And I remember going to places, I won't call those places, but it's places that I have to go on a regular basis. I had a 2001 Honda card, nice, good condition and so on. When I drive the Honda card there, I get surveillance, a man look and thing like that. When I drive the Prado, before I reach to the gate, the thing flip. when another vehicle that I drive now as well, when I drive it, the thing open up to me. So I'm just saying that, Bobby, to correlate what Jeffrey just said. And it is sad. This is how we deal with situation in Jamaica. We assess people by basis of what they drive and so on and so forth. And maybe, because I am not a red man, so they're not going to let me in on the basis of say me a red man. They might do it on the basis of what me drive at the time.
You know, I once proved how porous the control tower at Norman Manley is before they move it. And I walkie-talkie on me. And I walk straight to the door. I will walkie-talkie to me and I say, yeah, I'm there now. I'll call you when I reach up. And I'll say to the guy, hi, how are you doing? And just walk past him.
Very important, man.
It never occurred to him to say, just a second, sir. Because his mind is immediately saying, maybe him lose the work if him stop me.
You see, my God. You see, that is it, Bobby.
I have a call in line here, gentlemen. Hold a minute for me, please. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program again.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. O'Brien.
Go ahead and talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. O'Brien, yeah, Mr. Phil. When
yes,
you know the news media, all right,
yes,
help me help other people. When something happen, like the House of Parliament, they bound to fire, somebody try to break in or whatever. You know my teaching when it comes to the field of security there. Me have a wide knowledge. Me believe the building should have an alarm system, a fire alert system, where as you go up, as you smoke, touch you go off, and then you're supposed to have an alarm. So a one man at the hours they go there and light a back lamp, all time back lamp and fling it, and then the camera we have video demand. All the camera them when me train to use and operate. Them the one place and the person whatever object passing and it pick it up. But this camera is like a AI a robot where I follow this man like it's a movie.
Well, you're expressing what your teacher just said.
Hold on.
The camera after the fire.
Hold on.
The camera gone.
When you ask the question for me, just hang on and answer you, all right?
Yeah. All right. All right.
Yes. No.
Answer me.
Hang on, answer
yes,
you,
I totally
agree. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why is a particular radio station ever get the breaking news? Me no see no fire there, fire department there. Me no see no other news media there. We are run out. We no see no police vehicle and whatever. But is that the news media there ever get the breaking news? What is it?
All right,
the same time himself, we want to know I feel like that news media needs some investigation.
All right, let's hang on. Let answer you, okay?
All right, I'll allow Bobby to answer the first part of the question because essentially those are some security point that she put forward, and what she did with that is basically just correlate and confirm what Bobby said in terms of the cameras and those kind of things, and she also expressed a view as to how she believed things should happen, where you have like alarm system, you know, the fire system up that once the fire lit, it triggers a certain things and so on. That's how you would expect to have a place such as the Parliament and other important building operate. Am I correct, Bobby?
I don't have a thing to add to what she said. Again, I'm so proud.
There you go. There you go. The other question, the question that she asks now about who gets the information first. I want to be kind, and you know, you have some people who dig deep, and you know, have a lot of tentacles all over the place. But essentially, and this is something that no one can contest, the truth is that if you look at the government of Jamaica right now, whether it is in the security, whether it is at Jamaica House, whether it is in the ministries, the agencies, and so on, you can find people who were employed to that particular media house since as recent as 2016 or 2020 or so, that is now in important position in government. Therefore, it stands to reason that they would get the information quickly. And there's no secret. The media house that she's talking about is very, very close to the government of the day. It's almost like you would say Fox News. You expect that anything coming out of the Republican Party, then Fox News would get it. So that is why people refer to the particular media house that she is talking about as the Fox of Jamaica. You understand? So it's that's my best answer. They have people who were a part of the media house that is in sensitive position and would be in close proximity to information. So they get it first. But it begs the question, there's another question that must be asked. A situation like what took place at the parliament, you would expect that information to flow in a timely manner and a release sent to all media houses, pretty much the one email that will be circulated at the same time. So when you have the particular media house just get it single-handedly, you know, then you wonder. But this is Jamaica.
Right, Pinji?
You are missing one very important point. The footage. Who had access to the footage and who had the right, I think they call it administrator rights, to be able to download it and forward it. And consider the nature of the incident, it could be said to be of national importance and should have been treated with less scant regard than it was. And it should have at least gone through the proper protocols of investigation. Because there might be something on the footage you don't want the world to know until you deal with it.
Jeffrey reminded us earlier that a minister of government said nothing is secret anymore. Is this a part of the continuum on this, Bobby?
It could be someone has a scant regard for due process.
Scant regard.
It could be. How advantageous to us is this if we bust out now? Will it be national problems? Possibly. But would it make it look like is the opposition do it? Yeah, let it go.
But Bobby, when just to examine things generally, when you have a situation in our country, it happened to be Jamaica now, but let us look even wider. When the government is under great suspicion, the trust deficit's low, and so on. And what we're seeing, some people are saying that, boy, this resembles what could be described as maladministration. What do you think is the right thing to do at this juncture in order to reclaim some respect and so on? What's the right thing that administration should do or can do?
Are you asking me if I'm in a position to make that decision, what I would say?
Well, I'm asking you straight up, what do you believe that a when you're in a position when everything is being questioned about you, your people are developing less trust and so on, and a lot of things. You're being questioned left, right, and center. What do you believe is the right thing to do to either reclaim some respect or whatever?
Call in the opposition. Sit down. I wouldn't say at God knows, because it's not as secure as you'd like it to be. Somewhere that is secure and not open to eavesdropping.
You can't say very royal not the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, you know, because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is bugged by the Chinese.
Okay. And you sit them down and you say, we need to have a frank discussion. We are not going to be expected to make mea culpa admissions. But we agree from this point onwards, for the sake of our nation and its sanity, how we treat with press releases and sensationalisms going forward. We craft a document, everybody sign it, and we agree that this is the way we are going to go on in the nation's interest. With everyone sitting there and outline what you have discussed and what decisions have been made as to how you plan to go forward, which sets the tone.
I believe, Bobby, that
call it. The government has to call it. Problem is, for the government to call it, they would have given up ground that may be irretrievable. I give you the analogy. Your wife touches you at 2 o'clock in the morning and says, we need to talk.
That's never a good thing.
Nothing good for the husband ever comes out of that. Now, immediately he begins to ponder which of his transgressions have come to light.
Not 2 o'clock in the morning.
In my comedy act once, I told people that my solution to that is you just catch fits.
That's an interesting one, Bobby. Let me weigh in, Jeff. And you finished your thought process there, Bobby?
Quite. On a serious note, though, you have people who I heard today. I want you to have heard it, but I was a little surprised to have heard it there. Someone got up and said, how do you know when the Prime Minister is lying?
When he start going like this.
And the person said, his lips move.
What?
His lips are moving.
His lips are moving.
Yeah, it was funny, but tragic at the same time that this was the perception. Now, can you imagine? You see, when you try, my training tells me in intelligence, there are two things that intelligence officers and lawyers have in common. One of them is you never ask a question you don't have the answer to.
Indeed, indeed.
So now you raise this big furor about citizenship, only to discover that within your ranks, in sensitive positions, there's somebody who is not only dual citizen by virtue of being British, but
Commonwealth.
Now, the other thing they didn't notice is that the Privy Council requires you to swear an oath of allegiance.
What a tangled web they weave.
But when everybody was now running in circles trying to outdo each other, out comes this thing that says, we have an Israeli in our parliament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which opens a whole new can of worms.
Absolutely. And here
I'll finish with this.
Mm-hmm.
It can be said that you shot yourself in the foot.
Absolutely.
But if your foot is in your mouth at the time of the incident, you have just committed suicide.
You're just dead. you know, Bobby, you have really summarized it so well. Because right now, even my good friend, Colonel Charles Jr., that wade into the conversation, he's now under fire.
He should have, before he said anything, he should have had a discussion with his sister.
But not only his sister, the question that is out there now, or the allegations that out there, and Dayton, the General Secretary, asked this question on the platform yesterday. Did Colonel Charles Jr. swear in as a senator in the upper house of Jamaica and accepted and being appointed in a ministerial position while he held a United States citizenship and would have relinquished it about 17 months afterwards? That's a question that is still left unanswered. That question was asked, pardon me, on the political platform last night by no less a person than Dr. Dayton Campbell.
I think the problem.
The other question
would
that
you
is
want
made
to reimburse the money he earned during that time.
Indeed, and I support that 100%. The other question that has been asked: Did his sister nominated while she was a United States citizen, and is she still a holder of the United States citizen? And if she had nominated while she was an American citizen, and if she still hold a United States citizen, she too should take away herself from the parliament and pay back every single sanitary cent to the taxpayer of Jamaica. And if Mr. Gentleman is an Israeli citizen and basically nominated and sits in the house after what we saw with Vaz et al., there's absolutely no excuse, no forgiveness for those.
Your questions are what I think they are. Her seat is now, as we speak, vacant.
Absolutely. That is so.
Because most people don't understand something. Common law is why lawyers make money. Because common law means that I can interpret it how I want.
Mm-hmm.
Constitutional law is the letter of the law. It is not open interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody will tell you how they interpret the Constitution is blowing smoke up your rear end.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution is not interpreted. It is the letter of the law, is what it says.
Absolutely. And that is why, absolute, Bobby. And that is why the other day, when the judgment came out of the Constitutional Court, and no less a person than the Minister of Justice got up and said he was seeking a stay of execution, he was laughed at by his peers and people like yourself and I who are non-lawyers, because we knew that at the very least, you can't have a stay of execution of a declaratory judgment, because what it does is basically deal with the letter of the law.
But hold on there, Colonel Brian. Isn't the Minister of Justice rather an attorney at law?
Yes, man. He taught law. He was a senior lecturer at the University of the West Indies in law.
Say so. We share an alma mater.
Repeat what you said, Fitzsimon.
As much as it pains me to say so, we share an alma mater.
Yes, he's a college man. KC man.
Is that the minister brain is being eaten up by termite or something? You don't remember things anymore?
I don't want to be so unkind to Delroy, but very, very interested question. Very, very, very interesting question there. And I have to leave you shortly, Jeffrey, in a matter of minutes. But I want to just say this quickly before I have to go. I asked Bobby a question and he gave some nice reason there. But I personally believe that whenever you reach to this point, based on what I explained, the only thing that you can do to basically redeem yourself is to ask for a mandate. Go to the people, and if the people give you a fresh mandate, then certainly you can point to that and say, here it is, I have legitimacy to govern. But when you reach this point, I believe that the people should now speak.
So what are you saying, Conrad?
When your wife catch you with a woman, flagrant delito, with the light on, not off, asking for renewal of vows is not the thing to do.
So hold on there, Conrad Bride. Are you trying to tell us that, what are you saying? You're telling Andrew to call it, Andrew call it?
Yes, I am actually saying that. I believe that based on what we're seeing here in Jamaica, and Jeffrey, you listen attentively today to the opposition leader and my program. Bobby, I entreat you to listen to it if you haven't. It's up on the platform. And he went for the juggler. He said that failing to have his declaration certified, his position, that's the leader, the prime minister position, to continue is untenable. And he is positing the view that the Jamaica Labour Party should not even allow him to run back. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where the rubber hits the road.
Oh.
Because we're not talking about one, we're not talking about two, but we're talking about now 3 years. And it's not that Mr. Holness is our prime minister. Mr. Holness is our prime minister and we want the best for him. But these are important questions that need to be answered.
But although we play cricket in the great game of baseball, 3 strikes
and you're out.
You're out.
But do you all believe that members of the Labour Party, the hierarchies of the Labour Party, want Maka Andrew Holness to run, or they want a Christopher Tufton?
Actually, there are people who are laying the conspiracy theories, are saying that someone valiantly tried to remove him from the running.
Who? Gentlemen, Conrad Brian, your final thoughts on the program here, then we're going to wrap up.
Well, as far as I am looking at the whole thing, while it is said that Chris is a drawing card, the business community will give money to Chris and so on. I really don't believe that Chris Tufton will see the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. I don't see him basically rise to the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party, because you see, Chris is still to date not regarded as a bona fide out and out labourite, you know. Chris is still have the...
There's someone who claims that somewhere in the annals of the PNP headquarters is his application for membership.
Well, that's true, but also one would remember that Chris was a foundation member of the NDM, and some people believe hold that grudge today that the NDM had basically stymied a victory for the Jamaica Labour Party and stopped Edward Seaga from getting a second bite at the cherry at Jamaica House. Whether that is real or it is perceived, it's a notion that basically posited within the Jamaica Labour Party. So I don't see Chris rise to the level of leadership. I also don't know that Chris does he even have the appetite for leadership? I don't know. Maybe he is quite satisfied. Chris is now a wealthy man. Maybe he's satisfied just being a minister of government, enjoy the perks and so on, and walk off into the sunset.
But I know he has an appetite for young women anyway, Jeffrey. Behave yourself.
Behave yourself, Jeffrey. Do you know what's the strongest amount of delegates in the Labour Party?
Who
has the largest amount of delegates in the Labour Party?
Not Andrew Holness.
No.
Warmy?
Bobby Montague.
Thank you.
Bobby Montague. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. And I tell you something. Well, I'm happy you go there because listen, I will mash it up, you know. And don't test me. I'm using Damien phrase last night. Invite me or I will mash it up. Bobby Montague is well liked within the Jamaica Labour Party base. I was talking to a hard-nosed Labourite even recently, and he said that Bobby is one of the most approachable person within the Labour Party, and he said that Bobby helped Labourites. So the delegates would not have a problem with a Bobby Montague. But there's one thing with Bobby. Bobby doesn't represent on the optics, the visual of what the Jamaica Labour Party wants for his leader. You have to be a red man.
Turn on. Just the man black and done, man. So that's what I'm done.
No. You see, that's it. It is not like the PNP, you know, that the PNP will basically accept your ability and so on, whether you're black, brown, white, or you're a female, because the history is there. It shows. But the Jamaica Labour Party, the first criterion is that you have to be a red man. So Bobby is behind the 8 ball.
The last man of color that was seriously being considered to run the Labour Party before Shearer took a walk off of a balcony. In celebration of his life, the Labour Party named an airdrome after him.
Okay, so all right, cool.
I want you to listen to something here. Tell me if you remember this. When I come back off, you tell me if you remember this.
All of a sudden, everybody turned on. You better learn that in any organization, it's only one done by rule. And today I say to them, the door is open to retrieve your position. Take a candle, sing a Sankey, and find your way back home.
Hold on.
All of a sudden, everybody turned on. You better learn that in any organization, it's only one done by rule. And today I say to them, the door is open to retrieve your position. Take a candle, sing a Sankey, and find your way back home.
Blinds bad like a yaz. Blinds bad like yaz.
favorite Siaga utterer
Which one is that?
was made in Sam Sharp Square.
Oh, when he said that nobody don't call me boom bye bye.
And they have said a lot of things about I. They claim I started Garrison Community. They used to say that I didn't have a woman in my yard. But there is one thing they cannot sing about I. They cannot sing boom bye bye about I.
And when he said it, you know, the guy who was playing the music started playing boom bye bye, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But and classic one. But you know, Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Tuesday of last week. Yes, I pay a little bit of homage to him because it was the anniversary of his death and his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he died on the same day. What was his birthday? Although there is a rumor there that he died about a week before, but they wanted to coincide with his birthday, so they announced his death. But you know, people rough it up. People play rough it up.
There are people who say you go to Boston to find him.
And there you go. And there's also a rumor. Is an empty case that came back to Jamaica.
Yes, that boy, you know, oh boy.
What's it about? I didn't hear you.
It was that rumor was exacerbated because the casket all the way around the island was kept closed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I'll close with this gentleman, and listeners. Colonel Charles Jr. is somebody who I think harbors leadership ambition. I think he's interested in leadership, but I believe that he will suffer the same fate as his dad.
Complete with the dove?
He won't cross it. He will not cross it. But I believe that he harbors leadership ambition.
Well, gentlemen, it is now 10:47. 9:47 in Kingston City, Jamaica. We're watching and listening from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is the Make We Talk program with the fireman himself from News Talk 93 FM, Conrad O'Brien, and one of Jamaica's leading security analysts, a son of the soil, a former member of the Jamaica Defense Force. Is it captain or major?
Major, sir. It is a major in the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force. I'm in the training battalion.
Yes, sir. Someone who a lot of people look up to, him, including myself. Honestly,
Indeed, Bobby is simply one of the best.
The first time I saw Robert Finzi Smith, it was a program that somebody taped, and it was lying down exactly like that. Exactly so lying down. He was talking to two guys, and he was going in depth about the political system in Jamaica. And somebody said to me, I said, Jeffrey, you need to get this man on your program. And I dig and I dig and I dig and I dig until I find somebody who know him. I don't remember who the person was. And I got his number and I called him. And he never tell me no.
It's me give you his number. I gave you his number.
Because you gave me his number, yes.
Yes.
And every time he never tell me no.
You see, Jeffrey, my parents, God bless their beautiful souls, imparted a lot of knowledge to me, which I lapped up for, and I remember my father looking on me and said, when you speak loudly, speak clearly, speak with an absence of malice, and fret not of evildoers, because the truth needs no rehearsal.
Here.
And in life, everything is just a Brook Benton moment. You know why I say that? It's just a matter of time.
And it's just a matter of time. The Jamaican people will know who truly killed Marissa Silvera. The Jamaican people, a matter of time, I am not checking up for Dion Silvera, whatever his name is.
Joyland.
Joyland Silvera. I'm not a member of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Is that he would have been a superman to have done it.
Why you say that?
Because I have the unfortunate analogy based on knowledge I have gained at the situation that whilst his life was expiring, he was elsewhere perspiring.
Oh. And I was also told, Robert Finston, that his gun was not at the scene at all. It wasn't his gun that fired the shot.
No. Also, Mrs. Silvera was in a nightgown with bullet wounds that were not discernible on her body. And most of them, according to the autopsy report, traveled upwards. Initially, it was said to be 3 fragments. You couldn't see what it at the end of the body. It is alleged, I use the term strongly, it is alleged that the body moved from tranquility after the initial autopsy, archers, and back.
Very interesting days ahead.
Very intact 9-meter hollow point round were found. Round cannot stay intact inside your body because of the mere nature of what the round is designed to do. And I leave you with this: the nightgown had no holes in it.
Gentlemen, and on that note, we're going to wrap up. Robert Finston-Smith, what would you say to the family members of this teacher who went missing at some rideshare app as in the country? There is no building for anybody to go to make a complaint, to talk about. What would you say to the family of the teacher who is brutally murdered?
May the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord wrap himself around you. May him assist you. May he assist you in finding peace. And in the midst of the pursuit of that particular journey, may you find a lawyer who has the ability to make.
Honorable Brian? Same question.
All I can say at this time, my deepest condolences to the family. And may this young lady find peace. May her soul rest in peace and light perpetually shine on her beautiful face. And indeed, like Bobby, I'm hoping that at the end of the day, justice will prevail, and whoever is supposed to feel it in pocket, then that take place as well. Because remember, now we're talking about a young lady with a lot of promise. She had basically gone over the first hurdle to get some level of education. She was a teacher. And indeed, whether we like it or not, but children are said to be the pension of parents. So therefore, the parents would have been looking out for something from her, even if they have something, but you never know. They could fall upon hard time down the road. And I believe that that something must transpire. How did this company here get into Jamaica? And we have to examine all of those things and put the puzzle together. That can only happen with a qualified and competent attorney leading that charge.
And on that note, gentlemen, I want to tell you all thanks for coming on. Thanks, Robert Finston-Smith, Jamaica's well-renowned security consultant, fireman himself, who don't mince word, Conrad O'Brien. Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks, Jeffrey. And if I may, just in closing, I invite your listeners and viewers to join me tomorrow at 9 o'clock sharp on News Talk 93 FM. We will be having, primarily tomorrow is a calling day. I'll be giving the listeners and the callers pride of place. And indeed, we will be transmitting, simulcasting on the Jeffrey Tavares YouTube, Make We Talk YouTube channel. All the best, Jeffrey.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk.
Take care.
I call you. All the best. Good. Blessings.
General people, I just want to say thank you all for coming on. Thank you all for being a part of this program. Let us continue to pray for the strength of the teacher that went missing. Now she's murdered. For God in His mercy to strengthen her mother in their time of bereavement. As what somebody said to me, and somebody always say on my program, that Jamaica isn't a normal place. Our country is in need of help. Our country is in dire need of help. And I see we're in security forces from Kenya is going into Haiti. It's also said that there are some problems going on in Haiti right now. We're going to play a piece of clip in here before we go.
Now is so desperate. What is the latest that you're hearing on the ground in Haiti?
Well, the situation has worsened a lot since the end of February, when the gangs, rival gangs that were fighting for each other for years in the capital to impose a military hegemony, they united their forces and created a united front to combat, to try to derail the plans of the multinational mission. They have been targeting critical infrastructure, state buildings, but for some time now they have been launching indiscriminated attacks against everything to sow chaos in the capital and other parts of the country.
Now, this has been going on for such a long time. And I've been there to Port-au-Prince, been on tours with UN soldiers. The aim was, as it is now, to try and ensure peace. But years later, I mean, it's more dangerous than ever. Will things be different this time around, do you think?
Well, this will surely be a very challenging mission for the multinational force. Gangs have never controlled so much territory, and they have greatly expanded their ranks and their arsenals in these last years. They have also created this united front that allows them to launch attacks in simultaneous places at the same time. But the gangs still lack a clear command and control, and most gang members, even if they are very willing to fight during combat, they are not really well trained. They don't wear, for example, protective gear as bulletproof vests. And until now, the gangs have been facing an understaffed and underfunded police. If the police has the backing of a really well-trained and sufficiently equipped foreign personnel, this could help them to regain the upper hand and start regaining some territory.
Now, the idea of foreigners coming to Haiti to do this isn't universally welcome. I mean, certainly Haitians have plenty of mistrust when it comes to foreign soldiers. I've talked to some who've said, the soldiers are there to protect them, but they wonder who will protect them from the soldiers. Will there be more safeguards, do you think, than there has been in deployments past?
Yes, of course. There are bitter memories among the Haitian population of past foreign interventions. For example, about the many sexual abuses cases that were registered from past peacekeepers in the country. Also,
yes, that's what we're going to say so long from tonight. There's some security crisis going on in Haiti, same way the Kenyan-led team is heading to Haiti. It is also said that Jamaica is going to send members of the Jamaica Defense Force and members of the JCF into arm's way into Haiti. Let's not get into that part tonight. I want to say thank you all for coming on. Before we go, we got to play this before we go. Got to play this one before we go. Hold on for me, please. And you all to listen to this.
And friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices. Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices. Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force.
And that will be live on the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. That's Saturday, June 15th, 2024, live from the Jamaican Embassy in Washington, D.C. We're coming to you live from the Jamaican Embassy in Washington, D.C. with Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica protests. I want to say thank you all for coming on tonight. Thank you all for being a part of the Make We Talk program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. There's a fake YouTube channel out there. It is not mine. When you go to YouTube, it's Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares LLC. When you go to YouTube, it's Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares. Like, share, and subscribe. God bless you, and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a good night, everyone.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.
Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices. Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents We Want Change. Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica, let's raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, injustice, all that's taking place in Jamaica. Join us for this historic event on Saturday, June the 15th, 2024. This takes place at the Embassy of Jamaica, 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C. It starts at 9 a.m., finishes at 4 p.m. If you want change for Jamaica, make sure come out and support this cause. Jamaicans